Hey there, it's Chrissy Key Rollins here, and I have a message on my heart to share with you today. This is obviously a really intense time at the time of this live recording for most people in our society to be living through. And there seems to be a lot of conflict and confusion and fighting that's going on between individuals on various different levels. And I'm here with the message of peace and a voice in a direction that I feel needs to be voiced a bit more. And I made a post yesterday on Facebook that said, you think that you're reacting to what was said. What if you're truly having a reaction to what's not being said instead? And if you are tired with all this chaos and conflict that's happening in our society, it's super easy to find yourself feeling triggered and bothered by what you hear and what you see. And sadly, so much more often than not, the first reaction to these uncomfortable feelings is to fight for your peace again, fight for your way, fight for what it is that you feel is right. And when we do this, we quickly find that as soon as we pick up the fight, you can no longer hold on to the peace. So if you're tired of the fighting, if you're tired of being affected by it, I invite you to try this instead. Begin to listen for what is not being said. So often, again, you think you're reacting to what is being said, but I'm here to say, what if what your reaction is really to what is not being said? And what if by opening up and bringing in a fuller picture, a bigger story, more context, what if that makes a difference in the areas that you're feeling triggered, that you're feeling this conflict? Now, at the time of this recording, we are in Gemini season, and Gemini is really driven with communication. Mercury is the ruling planet, and Mercury is all about communication. Think about that messenger, Mercury, right? Bringing the message, all about communication. So we're going to have tons of opportunity to have conflict when it comes to communication, and communication is going to be the key. I'm getting chills to resolving a lot of conflict that we're going to experience over these upcoming weeks as we move into the summertime. And with Gemini energy, also, we have that twin dynamic. So you're going to be seeing opposite sides. You're going to be seeing different sides of people. And that's what's interesting about these times, is that some of the most peace loving, light bringing individuals that I know are feeling all up in arms and are getting into a fight that I'm saying may not be the way to the resolution of what it is that we're seeking. So, what are some examples of this? What are some things that are not being said that may be triggering you? And this is what you're reacting to. Here's a few examples that came to me. What if what's not being said was something like, we need a vaccine for this current virus situation? And that's triggering a lot. But what if what we're really reacting to is what is not being said with that? When we say we need a vaccine without saying how to build immunity, or uh, how we can fortify ourselves and take action to stay healthy, or to reverse some of the main high risk factors that are reversible. When we don't have that full story, there's a reaction that happens. There's a frustration. There's a community that feels like it is not heard, that isn't being represented. So it's up to us to bring in more of that story. And what if what we're hearing is that 100,000 people have passed from this coronavirus pandemic without saying how many people die every single year from just the regular flu that we're used to, or without saying how many other deaths have occurred from lifestyle choices that we can make a stance for in our society to make different, to ensure that people no longer fall susceptible to these things that are killing them, that are taking lives that we do have within our control, that we can do something different. And what if these statistics are coming across? What if this saying that this many people have passed without giving information, like according to the CDC's website, I've been there myself to look at it, that it shows that the numbers of deaths that have passed include those that have not even been tested. So when we're not getting the full story, we're left to react to the information that we are given. and sometimes bringing in more context, more of what you know, relying on and just taking a pause to say, what else is there to this story? Maybe it could look like somebody pointing out a mistake. Let's take it out of society. Let's go inside of our homes where we have been living so close quarters with each other and our loved ones, right? What if the more to the story, what if what's not being said looks like this? What if it comes across as someone pointing out a way that maybe you slipped out of integrity? Maybe you made a mistake. Maybe you just missed the mark. And what if it's not so much that they're pointing out that you missed the mark? What if it's because they're not saying all the times that you are integrity filled? What if that's what you're really reacting to? Is it the fact that someone's bringing honest truth to you? Or is it the fact that they're not bringing that whole story so that you know that you're valuable and you're seen and you're recognized along with your shortcomings? Or maybe it could just look like all the chaos and confusion that you see whenever you turn on the news or engage with social media or just deal with the people. Again, the people that are in your house, the people that you have to cross paths with when we do venture out and about. And what if just seeing that and hearing that and what it looks like, what if all of that is happening without saying with it the energy that is behind it, that is happening right now universally, that is influencing how you feel, how you think, and how you make decisions and helping us to evolve to another place? If we only look at the chaos, if we only look at the confusion, if we only look and how this person or situation has agitated us by what they said or how they displayed themselves. Stop and ask, what is the more of the story? Start to listen to what is not being said. And then we can begin to understand there's just more to the story. And in fact, I shared insights at the start of this year that there would be 5 major energy themes that would be present throughout 2020. Now, at the time that I shared them, I had no idea that 2020 was going to unfold in the fashion that it has. But I am so grateful that I took the time to identify what those 5 energies are, because I have that awareness in my mind. I'm able to look back to these energy themes, take the chaos and the confusion that I'm confronted with, and run them through a process of logical uh, deducing. Is that the word that we want to say? A logical thought process filtering. And I can find on the other end, there is so much more to the chaos and to the confusion. There's so much more to the things that I'm being triggered by, that I'm feeling, that are coming up into my life. And it is not just about me not getting my way, me not being heard, me not being represented, or my need to fight for these things. They're coming to us, they're feeling personal because we have personal things to resolve with them. And when you're aware of what these 5 energy themes are, it's so much easier to sift through them. And in fact, I took a deeper dive into those 5 energy themes with my Holistic Healing Circle members, and they found great benefits in using these themes throughout the year. But you know what I haven't done? I haven't had a conversation on how those 5 energy themes apply to this coronavirus situation and the unfolding that we're dealing with as a society right now at the time of this unfolding, or excuse me, at the time of this recording. We are dealing with unprecedented times. We are seeing some of the most chaotic times that I have been witness to in my 41 years on this planet. And I think it's time. It's time to start sharing these things. And I've created a community. I created a community over on Patreon. If anybody's familiar with Patreon, it's a wonderful platform where I can share content and you can engage with the content that speaks to you. And you can join. You can join this conversation. And it's going to be a conversation that's focused on what's not being said. It's going to focus not only on what's not being said, but how to help you to hear what is being left out, as well as how you can be more affected in being heard for yourself. How can you speak? How can you show up? How can you communicate in a way that ensures that you are actually heard without the fight, without having to abandon your peace of mind, without having to compromise your integrity? And I'm kicking off this community. I'm kicking off the support by taking a look at these 5 energy themes. So I'm going to drop a link below so you can hop over there and check it all out. But over the next upcoming week, I'm going to be sharing these 5 different energy themes. I'm going to take them one at a time so that we can really talk about how we can apply them in our current situation, in our current circumstances, so that you can stay grounded, keep your calm, and better understand what is unfolding in your world why it's unfolding this way, and how to respond in a way that further develops your character, that helps you to break out of dead end cycles and habits in your life, and that helps you to step into a new world as this old world continues to fall away. We are a society that is trained to react to symptoms. But if we stop to think about how symptoms present themselves, typically, always, they hit a heightened point before healing starts to obviously take over and we can see the physical evidence of healing underway. So I invite you to consider, again, what's not being said with all the chaos that's happening out there. These are symptoms to healing that is on its way currently in our society. And if you're ready to step into a bigger conversation, if you want to talk about what is not being said, if you want to better understand how you can maintain your peace of mind, your confidence, your certainty during these uncertain times, I invite you to hop over to Patreon, to my Patreon page. Check it out. I have so many different ways that you can plug in, various different levels of support. All the conversations are going to be happening over there on Patreon, these next level conversations. So again, I'm going to drop a link below so that you can check out. You can check out all the details, decide for yourself if you're ready for this next level conversation. Not everybody's ready for it. That's why I'm creating a community so we can make sure that everybody who's a part of this is committed to giving up that fight, the fight within ourselves, the fight around ourselves, and getting in touch with our true power, getting connected to that fuller story and bringing that into our lives so that we can live into this inevitable unfolding that is already underway. So thanks for watching this. Be sure to share your thoughts in the comments below. How has this affected you? Have you ever thought about that? What's not being said? What are some areas in your life and some conversations and communications that you have going on right now that maybe there's something more that needs to be said? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Kindly consider passing this video along to someone who may find value in the message and in the supportive community that's being offered. And I look forward to seeing you over on Patreon. Okay, love y'all. Bye-bye.